Well, we spend 12 hours plus in our trucks driving on the streets of the communities that we serve, and so you see a lot of activity on the streets, and you notice the cars swerve, or maybe they come over into your lane and then have to really overcorrect to get back over, and so you figure, gosh, I need to kind of maybe see what's going on with this person, so you pull up next to them, and the next thing you see is their heads down, they're looking at their phone, they've got it to the side. I've seen people up on the steering wheel, and it's just really dangerous behavior, and the increase of incidents of wrecks is what we're seeing from that. Well, when you respond on a wreck, I mean, people aren't going to just fess up and say, oh yeah, I was texting and caused this wreck, but you can see indicators based on injury patterns. Airbags, when they deploy, usually will take the front of the arms and then up under the chin and neck, and what we're seeing is it's foreheads and tops of heads. You get what's called the kiss sign, where we're seeing lipstick marks on the front of their shirts because their head's being pushed down, which would indicate to us that their eyes were not on the road, they were looking down at something else. You happen to find the cell phone in the floorboard with the message screen up, and you're like, oh, okay, we can kind of decipher here from the signs. I mean, I'm not a police officer, I'm not a detective, but you can kind of put the two together and figure out how that injury pattern occurred when you were expecting something else from the type of wreck they were in. I mean, just on a personal stance from working in the ambulance and seeing these wrecks, we want to avoid having to respond on people for these. It can't be that big of an emergency that it doesn't, that you have to respond right then. Maybe find a point where you can pull off the road or stop your vehicle and then use the cell phone. When you're behind the vehicle at high speeds, we need to have all of your whereabouts focused on the traffic around you and how you're controlling your vehicle.